This weekend, the Texas Motor Speedway will be hosting the NASCAR All-Star Race weekend again. Predictably, this has drawn much ire and groans from NASCAR fans, many who feel that the Texas Motor Speedway is the worst track on the NASCAR schedule. I'd like to argue otherwise. In fact, can we give the Texas Motor Speedway a break? Of course, the creation and development of the Texas Motor Speedway has been shrouded in some well-deserved controversies. In 1997, the track's founding and its inaugural race were one of the factors that led to the demise of the North Wilkesboro Speedway. In 2005, the infamous FERCO lawsuit led to the demise of the original Labor Day weekend slot for the Southern 500, whether directly or indirectly. You could argue that Auto Club had a similar role in that as well. But nowadays, those old wounds have been healed. North Wilkesboro looks like it's going to be back up and running for business here in not too long. Darlington now has 2 race dates again. The Southern 500's even back on Labor Day weekend. So, what's the problem? Well, Texas's racing has also been shrouded in controversy too. As covered by many a YouTuber before me, the track's first few years were constant wreckfests caused by poor configurations. Seriously, who thought that doing Darlington-style dual banking will work on a track like a mile and a half? That just shouldn't work. Luckily, those in charge wisened up, and by 1999, the track turned to something more akin to its sister tracks, Charlotte and Atlanta Motor Speedway. After a 2017 repave to alleviate weather concerns, which resulted in turns 1 and 2 being narrower than turns 3 and 4, and a Darlington on steroids style reconfiguration, the Gen 6 cars that NASCAR had brought didn't race as well there at first. So, what did NASCAR do? Well, outside of Bristol, the Texas Motor Speedway has been the epicenter of NASCAR's slippery, slidey, PJ1 drag strip traction spray craze. Unfortunately, the spraying of this PJ1 has made the track's outside line an icy, radioactive, and out-of-bounds zone. So, if that's the case, then Texas Motor Speedway must be the worst track on the NASCAR schedule, right? Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. NASCAR and its teams, and its drivers, have overcome the hurdles caused by the PJ1, much like many of the other hurdles Texas has faced in the past, and, as a result, the track has quickly become one of the most chaotic mile and a halves on the schedule. In a good way, of course.
Oh, he got a spin on the back straightaway! Big crash!
42 involved, 47, 48's back there. Bubba Wallace in the 23.
How about the 18? How about Kyle Busch?
Oh, look at this. Brandon the bottom. 3 wide. 3 wide.
Man, he almost...
And he cleared him.
No, he didn't clear it. Oh, yes,
Yes, he did. Clear
Wow.
up quick.
Here comes
Good.
the
Oh, man, he was clear. The 20 has closed the gap. We know he likes to go down to the bottom of the racetrack in 3 and 4. Will it work for him?
Slow car on the bottom. Just nowhere for Harrison to go right here.
He's stuck behind the 9. He's going to have one chance as they come out of turn 4. Harrison Burke turns left. He goes by Noah. Harrison Burke's going to win at Texas.
He's going to grab those stage points. $50 in the 51. Oh, big hit. Out of the Kyle Busch Motorsports stable. Drew Dollar, just his 3rd career starts.
It's going to happen towards the middle back part of the racetrack, and there you see
That red and yellow car, that's Golding sideways.
So these cars started wrecking off of turn 4 and didn't stop all the way to turn 1. There's about half a dozen cars involved here.
William now in that second lane, making it work.
And the 42 slides, tags the 43. Bubba Wallace back into traffic, and the outside wall caution comes out.
Clears Blaney. Blaney loses grip, goes up the racetrack, and now because Joey had to lift and look behind and just stacked everybody up, Junior.
Let's see how this 18 gets loose here. Oh, he gets tagged by the 10.
Did the 10 get hit by the 1?
Yeah, I think the 1 got in the quarter panel of the 10, turned him into the 18, and look at that behind him.
Of course, It's not just NASCAR who races at the Texas Motor Speedway. IndyCar, which has had a lack of ovals on its schedule, has always made Texas their playground with close finishes, spectacular racing, and insane wrecks. So, even when NASCAR's product at the Texas Motor Speedway has been lacking, their open-wheel counterparts have taken the baton to represent the Great American Speedway in spades. In addition, much like NASCAR, IndyCar has overcome their own issues with PJ1, with two excellent races recently. 2021's Sunday IndyCar race, as part of a weekend doubleheader, and the lone IndyCar race there in 2022. Heading back to NASCAR, there were tracks during the Gen 6 era that were much worse racing-wise than the supposed worst track on the NASCAR schedule. Richmond and Michigan had races that were bigger snoozers. Even with the next-gen car, Richmond is still struggling for good racing. However, the next-gen car has been showing its stuff at tracks that were once seen as snoozers, like Auto Club. So, with the next-gen car, couldn't Texas's racing become even more worthy of NASCAR's top tier? In addition, Texas has something that very few tracks of its kind have: an easily irresistible sense of presentation and marketing, thanks in part due to the work of the original track promoter, general manager, and president, my man, my one and only, my muse and inspiration, Eddie Gossage. I've been to Texas Motor Speedway twice, in 2017 for the IndyCar race, and in 2021 for the All-Star Race weekend. And there is so much about the place that is so over the top, yet so charming. You have the world's largest LED screen, Big Hoss. You have catch fence posts that light up yellow during cautions. You have entertaining undercards like the stadium super trucks, and even the NASCAR trucks that get you pumped up for the main event, to quite possibly one of the most fun at-track merchandise setups around. A track with this much showmanship and excellent racing product deserves to host the All-Star Race. Heck, it deserves to hold any good race that comes its way. I, for one, cannot wait to see what Texas's second go-around with the All-Star Race brings, and for many races like it in the future.